Hello everybody, how are you? It's Alicia in Minnesota. Just answering some questions about vitiligo that some people were asking. So first was, what age is it most discovered? Honestly, there is no answer to that. It can happen at any age, anytime, anywhere, to anybody. I have read that 40 or 95% of the cases happen before you turn 40. So that's a little something. So I guess from 0 to 40 is when the most frequent times it's discovered. The next question was, what does the whiter part of your skin sunburn just like the rest of your skin? And the answer to that is, the rest of my skin really doesn't sunburn. It does, if I'm out long enough, but the white stuff, boom, like that. It happens within minutes. That is why sunblock is so important to vitiligo people. And hello to the rest of you all, it's important to you too. So all of you that need your sun glow and, oh, I'm so pasty white, no, I look so sick. You don't look sick, you look healthy. And to tell you what, your skin will thank you in 40 years so you don't look like a wrinkly leather face, just saying. So the most, by the time you're 18, that is when the most damage can happen to your skin. So that 0 to 18 is when you really need to be protecting your skin. So that's why having sunblock on your children is so important, because that's when the most amount of skin damage happens. Just a little, get off the subject there, but use your sunblock. It takes 5 seconds, and don't put it on right when you go into the pool. Put it on 20 minutes beforehand because it needs to soak into your skin. Just saying. Did I answer that question? So yes, the white burns in like seconds. I mean, you can see this. My chest is pretty much always red in the summertime. Like I can go driving in the car, like my arms will get sunburnt in the car. I have like little spots here. Those are easy to miss, burns. So, and it does hurt, but I've learned to stay out of the sun or the sunscreen or whatever. So, okay. So how about the progression of depigmentation, and how can vitiligo cause hair to depigment? Progression of vitiligo changes person to person. Everything's always person to person. Mine has kind of gradually changed. I've had it since I was a baby, and it's always just slowly come along. So some people can have a traumatic experience in their life. I have a friend that I believe he had some kind of surgery, and he had it since he was 8, and I think. And then when he had surgery several years later, boom, it spread like wildfire. So it really, really depends on people's stress. I've heard is a trigger for a lot of stuff, not only just vitiligo, but it can help increase the rate of it. People sometimes repigment. Who knows why? So the progression of it really just depends on person to person. And how can it affect your hair? Honestly, I don't know exactly the answer to that, but I do know that I have friends that have, a stripe in their eye. So they could have a spot from here to here, and it actually stripes their eyelashes and their eyebrow. It's really kind of cool, actually. It's a neat little spot, but, or that, people that have spots on their scalp can happen, and they can have vitiligo on their hair too. So it's, not necessarily you're going to have spotted hair or gray hair or whatever with vitiligo. I don't. It's actually before Herbie was born, I was starting to go gray. And then after he was born, it went away. But who knows why? Who knows why? So yeah, it can affect your hair, or it cannot. I'm a show that it can't. I have friends that show it can't. So it really just depends. And the next question was, what would you say to those desperately trying to hide it or cure their vitiligo? And you guys know where I stand. I'm all about acceptance. I'm all about just, this is what God gave you. What are you going to do about it? So you could sit there and wallow in self-pity, or you can embrace it and say, all right, this is what I got. I'm moving on and whatever. And I think that's anything in life. I mean, you can't change what you can't change. So if you can, then great. Then work towards something and do something. But if you can't change it, then accept it. That's all you can do. So that's my biggest trying people to hide it. You could hide it so much, but it's still going to show. I mean, if I didn't have a tank top or a t-shirt on, the only thing you would see is my face. And granted, the face is the hardest part to get to, but I'm lucky to be a Caucasian woman that it doesn't show as much unless I get suntanned. People of color, man, you guys have it tough. You have it really tough because you can see that across the room. And it's a lot harder. But again, you have to accept it because otherwise you're going to live a really sad life. So, and I think people desperately trying to find a cure. There is no cure for vitiligo. There's not. There are treatments, but the treatments honestly aren't curing it. And really all they're doing some of them work, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. People could spend thousands of dollars in time and energy on trying to cure their vitiligo or stop the loss of pigment, but it's inevitable. It's going to happen. So that's why for me, acceptance is huge. It's a hard pill to swallow. It's a very, very hard pill to swallow, but you have to do it. Otherwise, what life can you live? So, and I think people that have children, I think that's a huge step for you guys to do, because your children see what you are. And if you're always sad and depressed about your skin, then what's that teaching them? So that's just how I feel about it. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Don't chase false hopes. Just accept it. And that's kind of the only thing I can say to people that are desperately trying to find a cure. So hopefully that answered you guys' questions. Thank you for submitting. And if anybody else has any questions, you can comment below and I will try to answer them the best I can. So hope you all have a great day, and thanks so much for listening. Bye.